Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Dale.
We're sisters and best friends, and this is Proof It's Possible.
Jamie and I are complete opposites, but somehow through every stage of life, we stay on the same team. We're kicking the door wide open and sharing our morning coffee chats with you.
Join us as we chat about everything from chasing our dreams to entrepreneurship to family, friendship, and what other craziness we have going on that week.
Welcome back to Proof It's Possible. Today, I think we should talk about our style. And so when I say that, I don't mean like our clothes. I mean, I want to talk about clothes, but I also want to talk about, like, I believe that everybody's style in life kind of crosses over all the different areas of life. Like, if your style is really polished and professional, then usually you kind of bring that to everything you do. If you're chaotic and last minute, you show up late.
Yes, I think sometimes, and sometimes no.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Your purse. How you do that is not how you do the rest of life.
Yes, but I'm
just saying there's
mostly.
True. Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
So what are the areas that you think, like, what are something in your life that style matters?
Well, this is an interesting topic because I came downstairs and I didn't have earrings on, and I was like I basically could have been bare naked. It's the equivalent of being bare naked. I was like, I went out in public this morning like this without earrings on. I was devastated, completely devastated. So there's that. And then something else came up this week about, like, on social media, like, what do you want to be buried with, essentially? And people were like, oh, my grandma got buried with her lipstick. And I was like, oh my God, my grandma never went a day without lipstick. Oh, and it was a good reminder for me that, like, I got to get my shit together and start wearing my lipstick again. I feel like once masks came in, lipstick went out the window. I had to, like, find them in the depths of my makeup drawer. Like, I didn't even know if I owned lipstick anymore, because for a moment there, it was all over your face.
Well, exactly. But me being the person that I am, immediately reinstated lipstick when my masking was done. That was my first move. Because, and same with big earrings, because look at my earrings. They're the size of, like, someone else's head. For those of you who can't see us on camera, I'm a hoop girl. The bigger the hoop, the better the hoop. And so I feel like masks were hard for hoops too. So I kind of went down to, like, more reasonable earrings that didn't hurt when you had to, like, get the mask around them. But the thing I think about style is that we all have, like, a signature thing, like, whatever that might be. It might be that you love, like, workout clothes. Like, that might be your signature thing. Mm-hmm. It might be that you never wear makeup, or it might be that you're me and you wear too much makeup and you never leave the house without it.
Your signature uniform is like a dress and all the jewelry.
For sure.
And my signature uniform, my signature uniform is more like jeans and a tank top, jeans and a t-shirt, jean shorts and a tank top. Yeah, like, for sure. It's just different variations of the same.
For sure. And when I dress different than my dresses, like my normal, I'm like, I look like Jay today. It's so weird. I don't really like my outfit the way because you know how you feel your best in your uniform?
Yes. And if my uniform isn't, like, wild and bright and colorful or plain white, I'm not interested.
See, in me, I'm like, okay, I love black. I do minimal patterns. And my patterns I'm very picky about. But I watched the Barbie movie yesterday, which I actually think, like, there's so much to talk about the Barbie movie. We might have to do it another day. But I do feel like I was a Barbie kid and I worshiped Barbie, and I never really cared about baby dolls, but I loved Barbie. And I realized it was for a couple of things. Like, people say, have their grievances about Barbie because she's, like, an unrealistic ideal of beauty and all that. Fair enough. But what I took away from Barbie as a little girl was beautiful makeup that I legit still copy today. Like, I'm wearing the pinkest blush, the pinkest lip, the purplest eyeshadow. Like, if you saw my makeup drawer, you'd be like, this is actually kids Like your nieces pick this for you. No adult would actually wear these colors. They're too.
Well, and like I wanted to wear hot pink when I took the girls to see the movie, and I had 100,000 choices in my closet, like of Barbie pink. I'm like, okay, maybe this is unreasonable how much hot pink I have.
See, and I have no pink to choose from in the clothes, but all my makeup is Barbie inspired because I loved the whole concept that she was like the president. She was a businesswoman. She was a doctor. She was a little bit of everything. And she told me basically as a kid, like, why don't you be an astronaut? If that's what you want, or then the next day you're Malibu Barbie and you're just going to the beach looking good in a bathing suit. And I wanted to do that.
So.
Yeah, exactly. I love the idea of like, I had a Rolls Royce as my like one Barbie car that I got in my life. And I thought, this is
Was it actually a Rolls Royce or did you just put
No,
that
it was a
on?
Rolls Royce brand Barbie car. It was so nice.
Oh, I kind of thought she only had like the convertible and it was brandless, but
No, they reinvented. So
right.
anyways, but I think so for me, my style is always a little bit too fancy for the event I'm going to. Like my girlfriend and I were doing errands the other day and like just going for a quick lunch, and she's like, oh gosh, we're a little bit overdressed. And I'm like, because we were both just wearing like a sundress. And I'm like, not really. This is the only way I know how to. What would you usually wear? Like, and it's my uniform. So I don't have another level to be like, oh, well, I'm going out today. I should get something less dressy because I only have dresses. That's all I do. So anyways, it's funny because she's like, oh no, I would definitely just wear like jean shorts and a tank top to do this usually. But you know, but the thing is that I do think like your style runs through the rest of your life. Like I think that for me, I really identify with like words like polished, professional, and that's what I want my business to be too. Like when I write an email, that's what I want. When I
That's so funny because like polished and professional are like not, well, professional maybe, but like polished. If someone wanted me to be polished, I'd be like, ooh, yikes. I'm not your girl. I am not your girl.
You are polished in your own way. Like, I don't know.
But I'm more identified with like unique and like a little bit eccentric and like, I don't know. Like my home is not like a house that you walk into and are like, oh, I bet nobody lives here. Oh no, people live here. They live hard inside of you. They live hard inside of people.
Those pillows have been lived with hard.
Yeah, the pillows are basically dust on the inside because they have been wrestled with and drove over and all of the things.
I agree. Totally agree. But what are some other areas that you feel like your style matters? Like, is it work? Is it fun?
Yeah. Like, so I have a rule about work that if I'm not going to do it like 100%, I'm not going to do it at all. So when I go into any endeavor, I'm like, if I can't give it 100%, I'm like, it's almost a toxic trait. It's perfection or nothing at all in my business life. And like so many checks and balances and double checking my work and making sure everything's just exactly so. But I don't have that kind of like level of like checks and balances in my personal life at all. Like I'm not like, you know what, when I commit to the laundry, I'm going to get after it. I am just going to do the best job possible. No, I'm like, if it sits in the dryer for 6 years, that's better than nothing.
Oh, same as me. Like my work is like my number one priority to do one. My motto is like, do it once and do it right. And never cut a corner, like do it properly. And I truly believe in that. Like I believe like a life full of excellence is because of excellent habits. Like I wholeheartedly believe that. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, like you said at the beginning, my purse is a disaster area because for whatever reason, I can just live with that one area of insanity. My makeup drawer, actual crazy time place. I'll like, it's like my dirty little secret. And laundry is my least favorite. I will vacuum every single day twice before the entire house. Before I would ever wash, dry, put away all my laundry in the same day. It doesn't happen. It's not, and it doesn't, and Darren's the same way. So we go like a week where we're like, are you gonna fold it or am I gonna fold it? But we have like a standoff And basically, I'm like, I don't care. I'll wear an old dress. I don't need new clothes this week. I'm good. It's not worth undoing laundry for. So, but the rest of my house looks like a show home, and it's been vacuumed 5 times in the time that it takes to just complete one load of laundry. I can't even imagine if we had kids, what kind of mess we'd be in. Like, I'd have to just get
Oh
back.
no, your mental health couldn't handle. Your mental
I
health,
couldn't.
both yours and Darren's couldn't. You're like,
Well, we'd have a lot of changing to do. We would have had to
yeah,
work really work on
yeah.
some.
Your expectations would have to get real
Oh
low.
yeah,
You'd have to, you know, be a bottom feeder for a long time before you got realistic about what your house was going to look like with kids.
for
You'd
sure.
have to really think hard.
For sure.
in fact.
Well,
Yeah.
and like the other places that I notice also style, like I just thought of this, is like, for instance, one time I feel like you and I were driving downtown, and our girlfriend was meeting us downtown, and she was texting. And like, the difference between Jamie and I is Jamie has 3 kids, a million things going on at home. If she gets to go out for dinner, it's like this amazing, awesome night. And she's like put a lot of work into like arranging childcare, or her husband, getting everything organized before she leaves, whatever it looks like. And so Jamie has less capacity, in my opinion, for like the pleasantries of just like texting someone back. So our girlfriend texted and was like, I'm here, got our table. And I would have, if I were the one texting back, it was on my phone, but I couldn't because I was driving. Jamie texts back on my phone as us, basically, and she's like, on our way. And I would have been like, hey girl.
You don't need to do it in that voice. Like, you don't need to be like, oh, on our
No,
way.
no, but like that's how on our way reads compared to the like.
You could have read it. You could have read it like this. Oh, on our way. On our way.
Right. Because in your brain, that's how it sounded. Like, you're not writing it to be like a dick. You're writing it to be like efficient. Because in your life, you have to be efficient. You have 100 million things more than I do to go on. So if I'm just the passenger if you would have been driving, I would have texted and been like, hey girl, we're on our way. Can't wait. It's going to be so delicious. Like, haven't seen you in forever. And I will do the sentence because I have a little more time to do the sentence. But when I'm like busy, I watch my style when it comes to like even an email. I've noticed lately that I'm like doing things like I don't even address the person's name. I just answer their question straight off. And I'm like, oh, I should probably say like, hello, Richard, or whoever my client is.
Richie, why are you texting Richie?
I don't have a Richard client, but I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, that's a great question. And here's the answer. Like some of the pleasantries that go into like when you're like you're saying, I could read it one way or you could read it the way you read it. Sometimes you do have to put in like a softer edge in an email than you do in a whatever. So I don't know. Like
I'm much softer with my clients than I am with my friends.
Well, of course. And the thing is, our friend immediately wrote back, this is Jamie, not Dale. She knew it was not me writing, because Jamie writes back like that. Or like our other girlfriend is like, you never text me back, because Jamie's busy and she doesn't always text her friends back, or she forgets to text them back because it came in while she was driving kids somewhere or doing something. So she's not always the like quickest to respond. And when she doesn't respond to me, I lose my mind and call her on repeat until she answers.
Well, and I do the same, because it's absolutely unacceptable to not. I mean, you can skip my text messages, but if you skip my call, I will fly to your house to find you.
Oh, same. Like, honestly, I'll also send you a nasty that's like, obviously one of the kids has your phone because you're not answering.
Because you are not available. And usually I'm just in the shower, but it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Or it'll come, I'm hoping like if you are making dinner or something, it'll come to like your watch, and then you'll be notified that the kids are flicking the call off. And
I stopped wearing my Apple Watch because
why?
Charlie Goss said the dork life chose you. And I was like, you know what? Actually,
I think it's useful. I don't have one, but I do think they're useful.
They're super useful, and I was really like into it, and I even got like a cutesy gold.
Yeah, you totally had a nice strap.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Okay, I just have to get every Apple Watch user, like, I gotta let you know that it's not cool. There's just no way to make it cool. Your strap doesn't make it cool. Nothing makes it cool. And then she ended it by saying like, the dork life chose you. And I was like, oh God, that hurt. It hurt so bad.
Well, and like she is such a like beautiful style icon that you want to believe everything she says, but you might have to just get rid of that. So I have better access to you. It'd make me feel better.
No, probably not. I'm gonna keep her advice there.
Yeah.
Because I sometimes feel like I'm aging out of like my stylish years. So like when someone gives me advice like that, I have to accept it and move on. Like for a really long time, I was holding on to those skinny jeans. Like I was like, yeah, but you know what? I think they're going to come back. I think they're coming back. I think they are. I'm not going to throw them all out or like donate them. I'm just going to keep them for a while. And like, I moved them around for like a good 4 years before I was like, yeah, it's time. But I had an emotional meltdown.
I don't know why the skinny jean thing was such an emotional attachment, but I had a hard time getting off them. Like I'm just like, well, what am I going to wear? I'm too short.
My biggest issue was the shoe component.
Yeah, what's the shoe? What shoe are we doing? Just like hiding our shoe inside of a wide leg? Because my feet are
we used to do in high school with our flare jeans. You
didn't
know what shoe was under there.
Totally. Do you struggle with business clothes? I do. I do not have nice business clothes. Like I have some things to like get me by, but I don't align with that style whatsoever. And I'm as much as I'm like overdressed everywhere else, I feel like in every business meeting I'm like strangely dressed as myself. It's not businessy enough.
But I feel like the typical like businesswoman has changed. Like I don't have boardroom style. I used to when I used to go to a downtown office every single day and I really cared about that, but I don't go to a downtown office every day. And I feel like wearing like a power suit is just not who I am. And maybe it's somebody else and that's like in alignment with who
I love it on other people. Like when I see someone else doing it, I'm like, you look incredible. You dress so beautifully. You have the nicest things. But then whenever I bought something like that, I'm like, so I got my dad's suit on because I'm just like 4'11" and the shoulder pads are out past my body and like 4 inches on each side. And it envelops me because I'm sitting down. So there's nowhere for the like jacket to lay. It's just so not me. It doesn't flow. It's not right. Yeah. And every time I do it, I go out and I feel like my arms are like stiff. Like I'm like, oh, my outfit. I look weird.
I just bought dress pants because I really like the look of dress pants. Like not in a corporate businessy way, but just like how those cool girls are doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like the oversized dress pants. Well, when you're 5'1", I don't know that
that's high heels. You look cute and everything.
I know. And I bought some, but I did it like my way. I bought them in lime green. They're not like, you know, a normal color. I couldn't just go straight up. I had to go like wild on it. Sure. And I physically can't pair it with like a corporate shirt, like an appropriate shirt. I'm going to have to pair it with something.
Appropriate match. Go so far the other direction that you're like, this is like a casual tank top with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I always feel. If I wear one piece that's like businessy, I want it to be like with jeans instead of, you know, the dress pants that go with it. Like I can't do the whole look. I have to mix myself into it somehow.
I know.
But yeah, style is a funny thing. I also feel like style matters when you're like, just how you like show up at a event, a party, or whatever. Like some people are shy. Some people are really good at mixing and mingling. I find that I'm pretty good at just throwing myself into a social event and making the best of it, loving it. Because I like people, I like socializing, but I definitely don't always feel like doing it. Like if there's times where I go to something and I'm not on my game, I feel like, oh, today's not the day. But once I get there, I'm fine. I'm always fine. It's just a matter of like getting me there, get the first of it over with, and then I can like handle it. Would you say that your style in a public kind of go to a party, you don't really know everybody?
It all depends. It depends how I'm feeling. I'm very like in the moment type person, but I'm an extrovert. Like I prefer being around people versus being alone. I hate being like alone. I'm not the type of person who's like, I just need to recharge. by myself, I'm like, I need to recharge for sure. And there's times when I'm like, you know what I need is some alone time away from these kids. But if I'm choosing, I would never get like a hotel room by myself to just like have a night's sleep by myself. I'd like fly to my girlfriend's house or like
Totally.
go on a girls trip. Like I like to be around people that I like.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say. Like if I feel really uncomfortable, I'm like a mute. But then if I am not really uncomfortable and I'm just kind of uncomfortable, then I'm fine.
Right. I do think that you're naturally a little bit shyer than me, but yet
Yeah.
I also feel like I don't know. You have a nice way about you once people get to know you. A nice way. No, I don't know how to just like, for instance, to give you an example of what I'm kind of like thinking, you're way more thoughtful than me. Even though I probably come off as like a nicer person at the beginning,
That's true.
your birthday. I'll forget your birthday. You will remember the person's birthday and like have a present on the day of their birthday and like be
Delivered
thoughtful.
to their house because I'm a better
Yeah,
friend for sure.
you are a better friend. Like you
Yeah.
honestly are. You're the one that like, so every single time it's like Father's Day, Mother's Day, I'm like,
I was gonna
oh,
bring this up,
shoot.
but I didn't want to get in a family fight. But that's fine. Bring it up. Go ahead.
I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because I'm the problem and I know, and
Yep,
you could have
you
brought
are.
it up too.
Yes.
But things like it'll be like my sister gets like the most beautiful, beautiful gift for one of our parents, and I forgot. I just totally forgot that
Mm-hmm.
and it's not that I forgot, but I remembered the night before that we should probably grab a nice present or something. And then the only presents I can think of are like not heartfelt. They're things that are like, okay, well, I'm gonna get them Purdy's chocolates. And like that's what you give your Secret Santa gift,
That you
not
don't know. The person you never
yeah,
met.
that you don't actually know the person's
They
interests
work in
whatsoever.
accounting in 6B, but you never actually met them. That's
Yeah,
what you
exactly. And so getting it for your parents who are like you love so much and they deserve so much more, it's unacceptable. And I know that. And that's where like you're the first person to like make somebody 15 casseroles when they have a baby and like drive them to their house with little written nice instructions on how to warm everything up and what all the little containers that go with them and like make them this beautiful meal. And I'm like, oh, they had a baby? You're kidding. When? I missed it. I totally missed it. And this person's an equal friend to us. Like I should have known that the baby was coming and that what day it
Also,
happened.
Dale glazed over that last story. She just forgot the tail end of it, which was actually the most important part. Dale, who has forgotten to get a Father's and Mother's Day gift for the last, I don't know, 2 decades of our life, will often take my gift and be like, okay, yeah, let's share it. Let's totally share it. That's a good idea. And then she'll get a card and only sign her name on it.
No,
Yes.
no, I sign your
Yes.
name sometimes.
Sometimes. Or she'll be the first to give it. Like it was her great idea. And I'm just the tag along.
I gave it.
And I'm just the tag along. When really I had been crafting that gift for the last 6 months of my life.
What about the year that you got something really wonderful and I don't remember what it was? But basically I gave the gift and I had the card written in my writing. So they knew like, obviously I was the good girl that did that. And we put both of our names on it and I was like, it's from both of us. And then maybe we didn't even do the card. And I just announced that it was from both of us. And then I was like, and then
because she only signed her name.
Yeah, Dad didn't really know what it was and kind of made like a weird face, like he didn't like it. And I was like, but it was Jamie's idea. I wouldn't have got this for you either. I thought it was kind of stupid. I don't know. I mean, and then you're like, I've had enough. This is it. This is the final straw. I'm telling. She didn't know anything about this gift and I picked it. And once he knew what it was, he totally loved it.
He liked it because I'm a great gift giver.
You are a great gift giver. You're way more thoughtful than me, but I would say if people met us, they would think that I'm way more nice and because you're shy. Because you're
I don't even know if it's shy. I'm more direct and to the point.
You're more direct. So I think that there's like the difference between you're not the first person to talk. Like you're a better listener. You're more of a like take part in but like you have to admit that it's hilarious when I just own the gift and then laugh. And then
Sure, an outsider looking in, I'm sure thinks it's great and really funny. And really funny.
I think it's a little bit funny. It's fine. I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better.
Yeah, I mean the last couple you've
I'm
led the
working.
charge and I'm grateful for that. But you've got 20 years of makeup.
We both put our foot forward when the other one needs the support. So those were your years. Now it's my years. We're each other's right hand, and this is how that works. You just
Yeah.
need to understand the flow of like friendship and everyone's style,
Yeah.
So I think those are like, I mean, for me, I think your style really matters. Like, I don't know the exact quote, but it's something like how you do one thing is how you do everything, or something like that. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. Like, I think that people that are casual and don't care about stuff, like the details, and it's just not who they are to like fuss over the small stuff, all of that. I definitely think take that into like the way they dress, the way they raise kids. They probably have like so much less stress, and they're just like that chill person. I think that people who are like me, that are a little more high strung, a little bit more finicky, I'm finicky about everything. Like, if I go into a store and it's like not laid out or decorated the way I want, I probably won't buy anything. Like, I'm that affected by like my surroundings. So, but I think that every style has good in it. Like, I wish I was the kind of person that would like go out in public and just not care if I had makeup on, not care what I look like. And like, I would never do that. But it's because my whole like mindset was that I show up as my best self. So that partially is like wearing clothes that I love, doing my hair the way I want it to look, wearing makeup every day, doing a good job at my jobs, getting back to people quickly when they contact me. Like,
But like I'm just
world.
gonna play devil's advocate. I actually think that quote is a little bit BS. Like, I don't think the way you do something is the way you do everything. I just really don't. I think that you can only have so many things that you're good at, and so many things that you care about, and then the rest are just like, I don't do a good job of working out every day. I don't. And
True.
I never have. And it's just like, it's obviously not my priority, but does that mean that I don't like eat healthy? No, I do. I eat really healthy. I eat all the vegetables and all the fruit and all the things. I try to drink my water. Like, I think it's a little bit of like you feel backed into a corner, because if you don't do this well, then you might never do it well, because I don't know. It's just
or you're
like
dropping the ball in one tiny area of your life. It's an explosion and everything's bad. Like, it's like a perfectionist thing. Like, for me, it's absolutely perfection. Like, now that you're like shining the light on my emotional problems here.
You're welcome for the therapy session.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to Jamie's therapy coaching. But it definitely is based in perfectionism. Like, why can't I go to bed and wipe the counters the next day, or vacuum?
Totally.
Like, the house can be dirty for 12 hours if it's okay. And it's probably something I need to actually see a therapist about. But instead, we're going to do a podcast about it, and I'll be fine.
Talk through our feelings.
But it also, like, that kind of mentality is what drives me. It forces me to try to do my best in as many areas as possible. And I'm the same. Like, I have like a little bike that I'm capable of doing at my house. I should be doing it every day, but I don't. And it's an area that I'm really willing to let the ball drop. Jessica Jansen actually just did a story about this. And she said that work-life balance is BS. And at first I was like, Jess, no, I think like you do work-life balance. It's amazing. She's like, there's literally a season for everything. And sometimes you need to be 100% a mom and there for your kids. And like, sometimes you have more time to chase your own dreams and do things that you want to do. Or, like we have a book launch coming up, and it's like, it's a little bit of an all hands on deck. Get these books done, get this launch planned, and get them out into the world. We couldn't go at this pace forever. Like, you can be doing momming, wifing, business owning, business running, and this book for longer than the 6 weeks that we have until it comes out. Like, we're going to show up to that launch party with our hair blown straight back. And
like, higher schooling. It's not. Yeah.
And it is kind of BS. Like it's almost like a pressure that we put on ourselves or whatever society. I don't know where everyone gets their pressure from. For me, I find that my pressure comes from within. So that's what I kind of identify with. Like I put more pressure on myself than anyone else in my life could ever put on me. But it's also, so as much as I'm like grateful for it because it helps me accomplish things, it's definitely a little bit detrimental to like mental health, feeling like
Or like this is like a job interview where they're like, what are some of your best qualities? And then the next question is like,
well,
yeah, you say all the things that are like, or what are some of your most negative qualities? And you say all the things that you could flip and be like, but that's why it's my superpower. So
yeah, exactly.
But I do think that there's two sides to every coin. So like your perfectionism has been like advantageous in certain aspects of your life, but
it causes
detrimental at the nail salon. Literally,
picking the nail color
to your mental health at the nail salon. So
and
all kinds of
to my mental health in lots of it. Like, you know, you don't need to stress about the small stuff. Like that's an old rule. And like, I'm okay to, but you know, what's funny is like, I'll fret about the, like, you know, doing the like vacuuming the floors, but I won't, I point over there because it needs to be vacuumed right now and it's giving me a heart attack. But, people are like, do you ever worry about where your health is going? And if they're going to find a cure for your disease and all these things. And I'm like, I honestly never think of it because it's too big of a question mark. And if I got lost in that, I would be an absolute mess. So like, I'm not a perfectionist in those kinds of areas. Like I don't sit around being like, I'm going to research, I'm going to find out more. I'm going to do my own like experimental tests. It's like off the table for me to stress about. But it's like I've picked a new pocket to put the stress into instead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Therapist people tell us.
Yeah, weigh in. If you're a therapist, come on, hit us.
Hit us with what we're telling you. But yeah, I do think your style can weave through. And I like your idea that, and like how I was saying what Jess said, that there's literally a season for certain things. And you can't be everything to everybody all the time. So you have to like pick and choose. Like you have to say like right now, you know, I'm focusing on this and maybe I'm not going to take as many clients, or the clients I'm going to take are going to have a slower timeline up front because I know I've got other things on my plate or whatever it looks like. Or your kids.
Totally. And like, that's exactly for me. Summertime is not a great time for me to be the best business person for myself. Like I literally have to turn down more clients that I'm comfortable with because I'm like, I know I'm not showing up as my best. I've got 3 children that are like, what are we doing today? When are we going to play? When are we going to the water slides? Can my friend come over? What are we having for a snack? What was for lunch? When are we doing that? So I know that I'm like pulled in a million different places during summer and I just have to be okay with that. And I can't hold myself to this like unrealistic expectation that I'm going to hold it all together business-wise, be the super mom, not have my kids in any camp and take them to the lake and do all the fun stuff and take them on vacations and all of that and show up 100% in every aspect of my life. I have to just like settle into the fact that like business is not my number one during the summer months. Momming is. And then during the school year, I can pick up more business stuff and like get my perfection cap back on for that and then carry on, you know? So I think that it's just like managing your own expectations or wherever, like you said, wherever your pressures come from. Mine are a lot of like internally driven things as well, but it's just allowing myself like the grace around not being perfect when it's unrealistic to even expect that I would be perfect. For sure. I'm curious though, like to any of the listeners out there, like where do you think that you have unrealistic expectations of perfection? Yeah.
Me everywhere, except for my purse, makeup drawer, and I forget the other thing I listed, but pretty much everywhere. All right, well, thank you guys for listening.
Bye, guys.
We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks, and chat next time.